Alright, this video is going to help OLs, organizational leaders, get started for a new season of SWBL, assuming that you've already went through the registration process. If you have not done that, please see our video on registering as an OL for a new season. But this is going to be some of the things that OLs are going to have to take care of here at the start of the season. So I'm logged in as an organizational leader, and I'm going to go to my account. And when you are an organizational leader, you're going to get these options over here on the right-hand side of your account menu. As coaches, you're just going to get the blue side. So a couple of things before we even get started with host dates and things like that is you really need to check your organizational profile. And this is going to be the information of your organization, your name, address, phone number, etc., in addition to the information for the organization that any hosting checks at the end of the year are going to get sent to. The next thing I need to do is I really need to check the courts that I have for my community. And so one of the options that you're going to have is manage courts in your community. Now, if you have multiple organizations within your community, all of those organizations are going to have access to the court information. And so you'll notice here that as our Richland Center Girls Basketball organization, we've got all of the different courts that we've got for our community. And if I needed to add a court, I could certainly do that right here by just clicking the Add button and following a couple of prompts on what the court name is going to be, what the nickname is going to be. We also encourage everybody to make sure that they double check their directions to these courts. It's very important for people who are visiting from other communities to be able to get access to the directions for the courts that they have, specifically the address and the state so they can punch them into a GPS, but also any additional directions that they might need as far as enter in the back of the building, enter in the side of the building, there's road construction, so here's what you're going to need to do, etc. Because as other towns are coming to your community, we want to make sure that they have a really good experience, and part of that experience includes being able to get to those facilities and courts as needed. So the next thing, after I've got my courts in there, I need to make sure that I type in or enter in the dates that my community can host. And this is a very similar process to choosing play dates as a coach. Up here on top, you're going to get a pull-down menu, and it's I want to host how many times, okay? And so this is the number of times that you actually want to get events. And much like the playdate choosing, you want to pick dates that you can host that are more than the number of times that you want to host. In other words, if I want to really host 4 tournaments, it's ideal if I could pick 7 or 8 different dates to pick those 4 tournaments from. And the reason for that is because when we do the initial schedule, by having some flexibility, it really gives us the option to get you the best possible tournaments that we possibly can get you with teams that are in your area and with very good parity. If you lock us into saying, I want to host 2 times and here are the 2 dates we have to host, and check just the 2 boxes that you have to have, we can certainly accommodate that, but it does give lock us in a little bit in terms of what we can do for those tournaments. And then that's really where we run into problems where we can't fill your tournament because there aren't enough teams that want to play in your particular area on that day. Whereas you can give us some flexibility in those play dates, or excuse me, those hosting dates, we can really get you a great experience when it comes to the number of teams there and the parity of the teams there as well. So in my particular case, I do just want to host 1 time, and I'm going to pick I want to host 2 times, and I want to pick about 4 dates because I could host on January 22nd, and I've got all of these courts here available, and so I just check those boxes. I could also host on January 28th, but I probably just have these courts available, and maybe we can't start until 10 o'clock on this particular day. So I can change these starting times as well. By default, it's 9 o'clock. That's really when we want to start all of our events, but if you do run into a situation where you can't start at 9, you can certainly change that pull-down menu as well. So I'm simply checking the dates that I want, I'm checking the courts that I have available on that particular day, and then I'm clicking save. And once I've hit that save, I have my dates in there, everything's saved, and we can go ahead and build that initial schedule. Now remember, anything that you punch in, all the OLs are going to have the option during that window in October, and for the 2016-17 year, that window for OLs is going to be on October 20th through the 22nd, where you are going to get an opportunity to make any changes to your hosting schedule, confirm that the dates that we gave you are going to work for you, that the grades are on the right courts, all those things. So you are going to have full control over those things. But we do encourage you to get those hosting dates filled in. We certainly need to have great hosting opportunities for people in order to make SWBL continue to be a great youth basketball league. So thank you for watching.